Good morning, my dear student, Prep 1. Today we will start in Unit 1, Lesson 4. Our lesson is talking about scientific notation. Let's go. Some numbers are so large or so small that they are difficult to read or to write them. Scientific notation makes it easier to read values and helps calculating with such numbers. To write the number on the standard form, we write a times 10 to the power n, where the absolute value of a more than or equal 1 and must be less than 10, and n belongs to integer numbers, z. For example, write each of the following in the standard form. If we have 600,000, again, it must be a times 10 to the power n, and a must be more than or equal 1 and less than 10. So, we have here a decimal point before this number, and we must move the decimal point from here to between 6 and 0. It will be 6 times 10 to the power and count zeros. We have 5 zeros, so it will be 10 to the power 5. Another example, if we have this number is so small and difficult to read, so we must put a decimal point between 5 and 3. Here you will move the decimal point from left to the right. Count how many steps: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be 5.32, and we move to the right 5 steps, so it will be power negative 5. Again, first example, you move from right to left, the power is positive. But second example, you moved from the left to the right, the power will be negative. This number, we must put it in standard form. You put decimal point between 4 and 6. So the decimal point moved from here. So count how many steps. It will be 4.6087 times 10 to the power 8. From right to the left, the power will be positive. We have a negative number, negative 300.501. You must move the decimal point between 3 and 0. It will be negative 3.00501 times 10, and we move 2 steps to the left, so the power will be positive 2. 982. We haven't here a decimal point, so move it from here to between 9 and 8. It will be 9.82, and we move to the left 2 steps, so it will be 10 to the power 2. Here you must move the decimal point to the right between 8 and 4. So how many steps? 1, 2, 3, 4. The answer will be 8.45 times 10 to the power negative 4, because we moved from the left to the right. And now, example from your school book. In the following numbers, put the following numbers or write the following numbers in the standard form: a times 10 to the power n, where n belongs to z. 68 times 10 to the power 5. Here we haven't this in standard form because this number more than 10. It must be more than or equal 1 and less than 10. So we must put a decimal point between 6 and 8. It will be 6.8, and we have 10 to the power 5. When we move a decimal point from a whole number into 6.8, we moved only one step to the left, so we will multiply by 10. Now we have 10 power 5 times 10. In multiplying equal bases, you add the powers. So it will be 6.8 times 10 power 6. And this number in the standard form. Another example, 720 times 10 power 6. 720, it must be more than or equal more than 1 and less than 10. So you must put a decimal point between 7 and 2. It will be 7.2 times 10 power 6, and here we move the decimal point or put a decimal point between 7 and 2. So you move to the left 2 steps. You must multiply by 10 power 2. So we have 10 power 6 times 10 power 2. Add the powers, it will be 7.2 times 10 power 8. Letter C, 0.75 times 10 power 8. Must put the decimal point between 7 and 5, so we moved from left to the right, so it will be 10 times 10 power negative 1. And we have 10 power 8. Add the powers. 8 plus negative 1 equal 7. So it will be 7.5 times 10 power 7. Letter D, 68 times 10 power negative 5. 68 more than 10. So put a decimal point between 6 and 8. It will be 6.8 times 10 power negative 5. And here we put a decimal point after one digit, so it will be times 10. Add the power of the equal bases. Negative 5 plus 1 equal negative 4. 750 times 10 negative and to the power negative 9. Put decimal point between 7 and 5. It will be 7.5. We have 10 to the power negative 9, and we moved from the right to the left, so the power will be positive 2. Add the power of the equal bases. Negative 9 plus 2 equal negative 7. Letter F, 0.4 times 10 to the power negative 10. 0.4, it must be more than 1. So move the decimal point from the left to the right, it will be 4. And 10 to the power negative 10, and add, multiply 10 to the power negative 1. And the power here is negative because we moved from the left to the right. Equal bases, add the power. Negative 10 plus negative 1 will be negative 11. Another example from your school book. Write the results of each in the following in the form of a times 10 to the power n, and n here any integer numbers. If we have 4.4 times 10 to the power 3 times 2 times 10 to the power 5. Here in multiplying, we can use the commutative property. We can put 4.4 times 2 between two brackets and 10 times 3 times, 10 to the power 3 times 10 to the power 5. You can multiply 4.4 by 2. It will be 8.8. And we have equal bases 10, so you will add the powers. 3 plus 5 equal 10. If this number in the standard form, 8.8, number more than 1 and less than 10, so it will be an in standard form. Letter B, 3.8 times 10 to the power 8 divide 1.9 times 10 to the power 6. In divide, you can use 3.8 divide 1.9 and multiply 10 to the power 8 divide 10 to the power 6 between brackets. Using property 3.8 divide 1.9, it will be 2. And 10 divide 10 to the power 6 we have here, divide equal bases, so we will subtract the power. 8 minus 6 equal 2. And this number also in the standard form. Letter C, here we have 3.8 times 10 to the power 5 plus 4.6 times 10 to the power 4. Do you remember the distribution property? You can take a common number between these numbers because we have multiplying sign and we have addition sign. So you will use the lowest power of 10. 10 to the power 5 or 10 to the power 4. We will take, yes, 10 to the power 4 as a common number. We will have 3.8 times divide 10 to the power 5 by 10 to the power 4. It will remain only 10 plus 4.6, and 10 power 4 divide 10 power 4 equal 1. Here you can multiply 3.8 by 10. It will be 38, a whole number. So put 10 to the power 4 and between brackets we have 38 plus 4.6. And you can add 38 and 4.6. It will be 42.6 times 10 to the power 4. Is this number in the standard form? No, it isn't. 42 more than 10. So we must here move this decimal point from this place into between 4 and 2. So it will be 4.26 times 10 to the power 4, and here we moved only one step into the left, so it will be 10 times 10. And here we have equal bases, add the powers. So it will be 4.26 times 10 to the power 5. Thank you, Prep 1, and